But yeah, that's it.
I think it's important that, like, being Tamil and stuff like that. I mean, probably say Sri Lankan Tamil or just I wouldn't say Sri Lankan. I just can't say that anymore.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah.
we know why, but like, yeah, just being that. But we are a very small minority, so yeah, that's important as well.
And do you feel like, I think we touched on it from the last time as well, but I know both of you have had like different relationships with your fathers. How do you say that shaped you in being the man you are today?
That's a good question. I think it's because I had a big gap between being from 8 years old to now 31. That I can't really answer that. In honesty, because, you know, as I said before, you know, mum's like my dad anyway, so that's kind of been. But what shaped me, I mean, to be fair, I've always been a laid back kind of character. So in a way, my mum's always, you know, allowed me to do what I not wanted, but, you know, allowed me to be chilled and that and stuff. And but obviously, you know, now that I've got a new routine this year and trying to continue it this year, especially, you know, seeing my dad for the first time in a long time, it's just made me feel like for me, I took the responsibility on to do that on my own. I never asked anybody. I didn't, you know, my mum was happy with it anyway, regardless of what, you know, situations that we've, you know, run into in the past. But I always knew that if my mum gave me that permission, then I could do what I needed to do. I think, but when I really deep it down and talk about it, I realized that it was a massive thing that I did and something that I could never have done or spoken about 10 years ago. So for me, I think that was a big thing for me. It was a personal responsibility that I had to do. As I said, my mum was happy with it. She was happy with me doing it. And I just went on my own and did my thing, really. And that, if anything, I took that assertiveness on, and something that I would never have done. So that kind of gave me a kind of a responsibility that, you know, down the line in the future, now if I can be as assertive as that, with whatever I do, then I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but at least, you know, you've done it, and it's just taken the whole weight off my shoulders, man, big time. You know, people are kind of scared these days, and I think it's important for men's mental health, especially. I didn't have a father figure for 23 years, so, you know, some people didn't get that opportunity, and if you do it, because it will not be good for you down the line in the future. It will be a massive cloud, and that's something that I was kind of not scared of, but I would always be worried in the back of my mind. So it's just
Did you
important.
ever have like anger or resentment as well, or was it more like just?
I didn't want it before 10 years ago, Jags. I tell you, I didn't want to, for what was, you know, what's happened in the past and stuff. And you know, I would never force my mum to go out and see him, irrespective of what that was.
But my dad was like, the reason I wanted to do mechanical engineering, he was an electrical engineer. I'd go to work with him on Saturdays. I just enjoy it. Like he always used to work on cars. Like this brother would buy like a BMW like E46 on eBay for like, I don't know, like $2-3 grand back then on eBay. And like this back on eBay actually used to sell cars. It was sick. And it would just fix it out, put like a subwoofer. Like when we used to go to France, he used to like, you know, like the headrest for the driver and passenger. So my dad would put like the DVD player ones on there. So then me and my sister would watch movies. We watch like digitally, say $10. Like we'll just listen to tower music. Going to like France, Germany. Oh, it was so good. So there's good memories with him. I think like losing my dad like at like 14, 15 was sort of like the most crucial year. So like, you know, I had to learn how to put a suit on. I had to learn how to shave. I had to learn to do everything. But like I always had my mom and sister as like my backbone. Two strong women, because like two women who, like, if my sister wants something, she'll get it. Like, there's no questions about it. If she wants something, she's go get it. And my mom's like hustler. Like, if she wants something, she'll figure out a way. You know what I mean? No matter what. And she's always like caring for people, so which is good. I just think like I just learned to sort of like because of my dad's family, I learned to just shut off within me and mum's sister and just call it like our little close circle. And I'm like, okay, that's what matters. And I think luckily I had like an older cousin who is, well, he's an uncle technically, but he's like a cousin to us. And like he was sort of like a father figure to me, because like he was very like he was brought up in Ilford. You know, he went to City Uni. Like he went to, like, you know, he was Tamil, but then like he was also like, how to say it, there's a charm to him, there's a charisma to him. Like when he talks to people, like even like he didn't have a degree, but then he went and still got a job and competed with people who had degrees and still got the job. And like he was a salesman, so he knew how to talk and like, how to, like, he tailored suits. So he, like, from the age of like, I said like 18, he started tailoring some of my suits, like my trousers. And it's like little habits I picked up from him, just like how to be a man, how to be presentable. Like ain't nobody ever gonna say I look shit in a suit. because I will always wear a suit properly. Do you know what I mean? It's like the little things you can take pride in. Do you know what I mean? Like when you're at a verti, like wear your verti properly with pride in it. So like little things I had to learn. Like I had to just learn from him. And I think there were like other father figures in my life. Like my granddad, I'd say was a father figure in terms of the strictness. Like I told you last time, like come home from primary school, and then like from like 4 o'clock to like 7:30, 8 o'clock, it's just studying. You get like a 15-minute break to drink some tea and biscuits, and then back onto the hustle. And these like, it was just like he instilled that thing of me and my sister was like, sit down, get work done, get your shit done. And it was good. Like even like with maths and stuff, like I still have it. It's a laminated piece of like paper, and it just has 1 times table all the way down to 16 times table. And he would just make us recite it. And if we got it wrong, it was beats. Like fine and fair enough, I got beats, but like it was the reason I was good at maths. Like even now, I enjoy maths. I can always do it. So he set the academic foundation for me, which I'm grateful for. And then like all the cultural stuff, or like the more like carrying yourself as a man, I sort of picked up from like cousins. So I picked up from father figures like throughout my walk of life. Father, my dad, R.I.P. But yeah.
How did you manage? It sounds like you kind of just like got on with it, and obviously you had your sister and your mom there to support you. But like emotionally, was it like hard? Were you struggling then, like emotionally, like to speak to people, or were you like, you know what, let's get on with it?
This is the issue. I always bottle it up, and it's like it's been destructive. And I think it's only recently I've discovered like, okay, I need to start talking, because I even once spoke to an ex, and she was like, yeah, like you sometimes just bottle things up, like you don't let it out. And I'm like, yeah, like I don't need to. Do you know what I mean? Like if it's not going to affect the situation we're in right now, like, or if it's not going to serve any good, then I don't see the point of it. Whereas like now I see, okay, when you talk to someone, it's so they don't have to assume the meaning of what you're saying. You don't have to assume the meaning of what they're saying. Because I've said things in the past when I'm like, yeah, like I meant that as a joke, or like, do you know what I mean? Like, I said that in an endearing manner, whereas like people have taken it wrong because they may not understand the tone or like how I am. I say journal. I say even if you can't speak to someone, journal, because I think you're able to get your thoughts out, even if it doesn't make sense in the moment. You can get your thoughts out, and you have that feeling of like you've let something go. Like I once like, so I saw my ex. So there was like a motive where these men are all linking up, just like at Fairlot Park, whatever. And I went like, it was a link up. My ex was there, and she was there with her new man. And like, this is my first girl, for my first love, yeah. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, special place in my heart kind of girl. And it was just like, it was the first time I'd experienced an ex moving on and just finding someone. Because like I knew like some of the people that she dated, and I'm like, yeah, listen, he's a prick. Like I know, cool. But this guy was a nice guy. He was a very decent guy. I mean, I can't fault him. Like even to this day, like that man I broke up, but I love him. I mean, like he's always a bro to me. But it was like, I just didn't know, like in the moment, I just didn't know how I was feeling. And I went home and I just started journaling, and I just started writing. And I was just writing like, listen, like I've never felt this feeling of like, okay, so this is what it feels like when a person you love genuinely has moved on, and you're just like, you're stuck in this limbo state where you're like, okay, like what do I do now? And it sort of sunk into me like, am I gonna find someone? Is it just me just constantly chasing someone? Like what is the state that I'm in? So I say journaling. Like it's just like, it helps you manage your situation, and you can look back. It's a good way of reflecting, for sure.
I think I spoke to my partner about this, and like we always want the grass to be greener. We always think it's going to be green on our side, but sometimes it never is.
It's not.
Sometimes, like what you have now is perfect. And then you chase that something like that's green on the other side, but then you go there and you realize there's 10 other things that are different that you don't like.
That grass is dead anyway, man. Listen, that grass, it just looked nice in that sunlight. That's what it was. Listen, your ex is going to see your wedding post. Yeah, and you're going to see your ex's wedding post. Yeah, it's going to happen eventually.